Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Grace Wheeler. I have been doing crop insurance for 23 years in the state of New Jersey. Thank you for inviting me on. I am a farmer's daughter and a farmer's wife. So I've been through it all. I've seen the good times and I've seen the bad. Fortunately, now we have crop insurance, which helps our growers to get through the bad times. So what I'm going to show tonight is knowing the crop insurance dates, because there's dates to sign up, certain crops, how to develop a risk management plan, participation and performance in New Jersey, crop insurance definitions, and resources available to support your farming operation. That's what I'm going to present to you. What we have just finished up our perennials. Perennials sales closing date, this is November 20th. Our acreage reporting, production reporting is January 15th. That means the grower will report to us his acres that he has planted of blueberries, apples, peaches, cranberries. His production, what his production was for the season. Also, during these time frames, if there are losses, which unfortunately this past year, we had freezes. Perennial crops suffered terribly in our state. The blueberry, peach, apple guys, cranberry growers all suffered losses, most all. We are going to start up with corn and soybeans now for 2023. Corn and soybeans again in New Jersey was a drought. Not only did we experience the freeze, we experienced the drought. So we had multiple losses on corn and soybeans in this state. Had it not been that these growers carry crop insurance, a lot of them would be in a lot of trouble right now. The cost of production for them has gone up so much in the past couple of years. The fuel costs, the seed costs, the labor costs, it all adds up. If they don't have something to back them up to help them, they're not going to be in business, unfortunately. This is what we provide. We provide them with the ability to keep their operations going in New Jersey. We provide them with the knowledge of what they need to do. Contact us anytime anything happens. We are pretty much available 24/7. So there is pasture rangeland insurance, and then there is wheat and barley insurance in the state of New Jersey. We've passed those sales closings for wheat and barley, and coming up to December 1st, we go, that will be the sales closing for that. Okay, if you want to go to the next screen. So we have now in our state 3 agents. I do from the middle of the state on down to South Jersey. At one time, I did the whole state of New Jersey. I've gotten to know many different growers from many different areas. Each and every one of them are all unique. What I do when I go onto a farm is I learn their farm operation. I ask them questions. That's what all the agents do. We ask them questions about their operations, cost of production, how the past has been for them. What are you looking forward to do in the future? That's what we do. So we sit down with them and we need to know, okay, what is your minimum revenue requirement? What does it cost you that would help to save your operation if in the event there is a catastrophic, some type of weather event? We review that with them. We evaluate with them the different coverage levels and plan options that's available to them. And we establish a plan that will meet their business goals. That's what we do. Could move on. As you can see in New Jersey, the acres that we are insuring has gone up. Okay. And the amount of protection, producers premium and claims. In 2022, we paid out $11.9 million in claims. Just imagine if these growers didn't have crop insurance. Where would they go for money? How could they stay in business? This is a very important part of their operation. Without this, there will be no operation. You know, times have changed back from when my parents farmed. Yes, it was tough, it was rough times, but the input costs were not there as they are today. So they managed to get through years. You had good years and you had bad years. You saved from the good year for the bad year. That's what I was always taught. But now all it takes is one bad year and you may never catch up. That's why crop insurance is such a vital part to your farming operation. We could move on to the next slide. There's 3 types of crop insurance. Remember one thing, this is a federal program. Don't be frightened when I say federal. That it's you know, it's the federal government basically sets the prices for the crops, and we work with loss adjusters, we work with crop insurance agencies. We get everything put in place. Revenue protection protects them against yield losses and revenue losses, which is a very good thing to have, especially in a year like this with different costs. Yield protection just protects their yields. So if there's a lost yield, that's what they get paid on. If there's a revenue loss, then that doesn't come into play. It just yield. Actual production history, that's just your APH. That's the history that we have, that we get every year from them, which contributes to the yield loss. And we could go on to the next slide. Okay. So resources available to support your farming operation. Farm Credit East. We have tax planning, payroll, record keeping, crop insurance, appraisal, estate planning, financial benchmarking, and grant writing. USDA. USDA, I have found, is a very good place to go to, Farm Service Agency. That is for non-insured crops, because there are crops out there, mostly vegetables, that are not insurable. There are also disaster relief programs that come into play. There's conservation programs that can help them set up irrigation, cost sharing, energy programs, and again, crop insurance programs for them, for things that are not insurable through crop insurance. So NAP, it's called NAP, NAP. And we can move on. So your call to action as a farmer is to get to know your agents that are in your area. Here is a list of ours. There's me, there's Caleb, who's in the northern part of the state, and Nick, who's about the middle of our state. Again, Farm Credit, you can establishing a relationship with Farm Credit helps financially, and your farm service agency. You can learn about USDA services there. We can move on. And that's basically it.
So are there any questions for Grace? How big do you need to be to fully take advantage of NAP?
You can be anything.
So
Any size operation. Any size operation. We deal with the smallest to largest growers in the state. Doesn't matter size. We treat everybody equally.
And similarly, this seems complicated, but great information. Do small growers ever go through the work to participate in USDA programs, or do you pretty much only work with large farms?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I recommend it for small farmers. We need small farmers in this state. We work with all different, size farms. When this first started back in 1995, it was started by the USDA, Farm Service Agency. I worked for them. So actually, I started back in 1995 doing crop insurance. I want to go back that far. In 1997, the private companies said they're not licensed insurance agents. So they lobbied. Private companies got crop insurance. So USDA lost it because we were not licensed. I was very fortunate. In 1999, I met a gentleman who had started crop growers and asked me if I would want to work for them. No regrets, none whatsoever. I have gotten to meet and help so many people. It's been such a rewarding job for me. Hopefully it continues on to be rewarding for me. I feel that it's when you sit down with a farmer and he says to you, "You saved me this year," okay, that means a lot. So without crop insurance, there is a possibility you will not have a farm operation many years down the line. Crop Growers is the largest agency in the Northeast. We cover from Maine down to New Jersey.
Will this ensure things that happen off farm that affect your farm? Like I'm surrounded by farmland that spray a lot and pesticide drift is a possibility.
No, that's not covered.
It seems to be a liability issue rather than the crop.
Right. Any weather-related issue, it must be weather-related. And insects, but you must spray properly. You're insured for that too. So long as you do take the proper care of the crop, you are covered.